He's worse.
Sorry.
You know that. No. He's still your favorite president. He goes against everything you just said. I like Donald Trump. I fought for him to win. I'm very thankful for the secure border. I'm friends with Lake and Riley's mother. And we saw I serve on Homeland Security. Over 12 million people came across our border. Over 2 million gotaways. These are terrorist cartels. All kinds of criminals. We don't know where they are in this country. And that affects all of us. That's not a political party thing. That's one thing. Oh, I was so taken by your suit. So, Trump is reportedly calling his MAGA cronies because, they say that you're slamming Republicans too much. Well, you're taking my job. You're slamming Republicans a lot on topics like health care, the Epstein files. We know he's still your favorite president. I mean, Truman is mine. I dated him. I did not date Donald Trump, but I do love him. You do love him. You do love him. Yeah, I do. All right. Well, whatever. So when was the last time you spoke to him? And what's with the tension between the two of you? No, you may love him, but he may not love you back right now. Well, that's okay. I mean, Donald Trump, he usually yells at everybody, so we're all used to it. But he's the President of the United States. And here's something you all may not know about me. I think a lot of people on the left are learning that when I ran for Congress in 2020, I ran criticizing Republicans and Democrats equally because I come from a working-class family. I ran a construction company for over 20 years, and I feel like the government has failed all of us, and it purely disgusts me. It really does. And I represent a district that is rural manufacturing district, blue-collar workers, and people have been crushed by decades of failure in Washington, D.C. And so I have no problem pointing fingers at everyone. And the worst thing that I just can't get over is we're not working right now. And I put that criticism directly on the Speaker of the House. And we should be at work. All the people sitting in this audience, they go to work every day. People at home watching this show, they go to work every day. Ladies, you go to work every day. The people on your set, and it is an embarrassment to me that we're not in session. And getting paid. I'm not taking a paycheck. Good for you. I'm not taking a paycheck.
Exactly.
Good for you. Exactly. I think you're one of the only ones. Well, like the list. I think that should be a public list. I think that's fair because our paychecks are taxpayer funded.
Correct.
However, I voted to fund the federal government on September 18th. I want all federal employees to be paid. I want all the programs to be funded. And I think that is our job. All of us together, Republicans and Democrats in the House and the Senate. And I'm with women, so I feel very comfortable saying this. I'm really tired of the pissing contest in Washington, D.C. between the men. I really focus women. It's so nice to have you. And I watched you on Gilma, and I think you've been extremely eloquent in this shutdown in talking about the issue of Obamacare subsidies. I'm a Republican, too. We don't agree on everything, but we both agree we have to extend these subsidies at least for a year, because you just can't pull the rug out from under people who are going to see their premium skyrocket. You talked about your own family, how you'd be impacted, but I imagine many of the 700,000 constituents you represent. So, what are you hearing from your constituents on this issue? And how do you see this shutdown ending? My phone in my office, my district office in Washington, is ringing off the hook every single day. People are beyond outraged, and they're terrified. But this has been going on for a long time. Democrats voted for the ACA in 2010. It went into effect in 2014. That was the year that we saw our health insurance policy for a family of 5 go from $800 a month to $2,400 a month. And I'll say this, we also watch health insurance companies drop out of the market, and healthcare costs have risen and risen and risen and risen, but I'm going to pick on Republicans. Republicans never fixed it. And then the ACA tax credits were passed in 2021, and there was a sunset date of the end of this year, and Republicans never made a plan for that. And I yelled at Mike Johnson last week on our GOP conference call. By the way, I'm missing the call today. It's going on right now. And I hope that Mike Johnson is finally giving a single health care policy because the country deserves it and it shouldn't be a secret. And, I shouldn't have to go into a skiff to go find our Republican health insurance plan. Maybe there is no plan. You know what? You want to know something that I believe is the truth? There's a lot of ideas. There's a lot of bills, but there's no consensus. And I think that's a failure. I do. Well, I want to talk about MAGA voters who believed that the president made promises like lowering grocery prices on day one. Right now, grocery prices, inflation is up, soybean and cattle farmers are on the verge of bankruptcy. Millions have lost their food stamps and are about to lose their health care. While we're watching $40 billion to bail out Argentina. What is going on? I don't know. I am so America first. I feel like I live it and breathe it. And that's my district, and that's what people want. They are so tired of their hard-earned tax dollars being sent overseas to foreign wars and foreign aid and foreign causes. While life in America just becomes more and more unaffordable, we want this money invested at home for our infrastructure, for programs, for our people, and most importantly for my children's generation and their children and their children and generations to come. And I have to say that's what I've campaigned on the entire time. Everybody's like, Marjorie Taylor Greene has changed. And I'm like, oh no, nothing has changed about me. I am staying absolutely 100% true to the people that voted for me and true to my district. And I am so angry when I drive around my district to all these beautiful little rural small towns, and there's manufacturing plants that are crumbling from decades of lost industry. Small businesses that got shuttered during COVID lockdowns and COVID shutdowns. And you want to know something else, Whippy? So many veterans that went over and had to fight in some war that really had nothing to do with where they were from or their hometown, and their lives and families' lives have been so affected. So for me, I am unapologetically America first, and I'll do anything I can to work hard to save. Maybe you should become a Democrat, Marjorie. I'm not a Democrat. You want to know something? I'll say this. I think both parties have failed. Yeah, both parties have failed. He's worse. Yeah, he's worse.
Sorry.
You know that. No, he's still your favorite president. He goes against everything you just said. I like Donald Trump. I fought for him to win. I'm very thankful for the secure border. I'm friends with Lake and Riley's mother. And we saw over TW, I serve on Homeland Security. Over 12 million people came across our border. Over 2 million gotaways. These are terrorist cartels. All kinds of criminals. We don't know where they are in this country, and that affects all of us. That's not a political party thing. That's one thing. There's so many other things to go after him that you seem to disagree on. I've got to tell you, I'm sitting here just stumped. Because you are a very different person than I thought you were. Well, you've only seen me in clips and headlines, and that's not fair. And that is true. Now you've broken from the Republican Party on a number of issues, including besides the shutdown, such as the war in Gaza, tariffs, Trump's desire to expand AI, foreign aid. But you've also had these clips highlighting the very public spats that you've had with your colleagues, where your behavior, some say, is just unbecoming for a congresswoman. And you're promoting conspiracy theories like QAnon in the past, but you seem to have grown past that. And I feel like I'm sitting next to a completely different Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Why the change?
Why the evolution? Well, Sonny, it's like you've gone so right. It's like you're on the left now. It's like this. I'm not on the left. And we could talk about Russian collusion. That was a conspiracy theory and a lie. There's lies that come from both sides. Let's be really honest, with another try to affect Russia collusion with Donald Trump was an absolute lie, and all the information's coming out. So both sides have had their lies. But here's where I'm at. All of this two-party fighting, you guys, you are all victims of the political industrial complex, and it's built on fundraising and fighting and toxic just garbage, and that exists all over social media. But that's not going to solve our problems in this country. Did you say you don't believe in the QAnon conspiracies anymore? Oh, I went over that a long time ago. You've changed. Well, no, I haven't changed. I was a victim, just like you were, of media lies and stuff you read on social media. You all have attacked me many times on this show because of things that you read about me that weren't true, or clips we've seen, or clips you've seen that you put me out of context about not even true. Let's take a second. Oh, Joy. I barely watch The View. Only when I see someone absolutely wipe the floor with them and expose their lies and their severe bias, then I'll watch the clips. Otherwise, I just avoid The View entirely. But in this case, Joy Behar tried to insult President Trump and his agenda today on The View. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, that response of hers left her the entire panel speechless over it. The radical left panel attempted to smear President Trump throughout the interview, tried to bait her and Marjorie and MTG. She defended herself beautifully and Trump's policies and showcased why voters put him into office in the first place. Of course, that didn't stop the entire panel from attempting to insult Trump, while at the very same time trying to appear like they were being honest and fair. Come on, guys. This is The View. We know they're not. But the interview clearly did expose their biases, and Marjorie Taylor Greene did an amazing job defending Trump's policies and herself, by the way, and the Republican agenda as a